Welcome to Grow New Plants. Today I'm going to plant some bald cypress seeds. I'll show you a picture real quick of my bald cypress tree. So here's the bald cypress tree that I got these seeds from. It's pruned up really high, but it's a big old tree. So these seeds, I did nothing special, and I grew some year before last, and I was testing theory in that basically you need to do nothing to these seeds other than just collect them, store them, and plant them. And they did come up. I didn't have a lot of them come up, but I did get some to come up. Had some watering issues, stuff like that. I ended up losing those trees, but I did get some to actually come up. So here's the seeds. I'll show them to you close up here in just a second. Basically these seeds, I picked them up off the ground. The cones had fallen to the ground. I picked them up off the ground, put them in a bag, left the bag open, stored them in the garage. Never went in the refrigerator, never did anything. Just let them store at room temperature or whatever natural temperature outside in the garage was. So I'm going to move in a little bit closer and I'll show you the seeds up close and then we'll get them planted. Okay, so here's the seeds, and I've just had them soaking for maybe 2 hours or so, sitting in the water. And they come in those big little round cones, and you just bust them apart. And each one of these little seeds is just these little pyramid shaped seeds. They're kind of odd shaped, but there's no float test, there's nothing really. You could do a cut test, which I've done, and they seem to have meat in them. So basically I'm just going to take them with my finger, press them down into my soil, like maybe a ½ inch below the surface or something like that. And that's really all there is to actually planting them. Now my soil mix, I've done it's a half peat moss, half perlite, and then I use a 5-gallon bucket to measure it out once I've mixed it, and then I put 3 ounces of Osmocote fertilizer in each 5 gallons. And that's all I do with my soil. It's pretty basic, nothing special. And then I'm planting these in I think this is a 36 count Rootmaker tray. So I'll fast forward through this, get a seed in each one of them. Okay, so I got a seed in each one, and I'll just take a little bit of extra soil and just very loosely roll that across that so I don't disturb the seeds any. This dirt will settle a little bit, so I'm not going to worry about this little bit extra across here, but once I water them in and everything, they'll settle a little bit. So on this particular one, some of these videos I post immediately after planting. This one I'm going to hold on to, so hopefully in 2, 3, 4 weeks, however long it takes these things to germinate, then once I get some germination on these seeds, then I'll come back and post this video. So that's going to be it for right now on this one, and we'll come back and hopefully, like I said, within a month or so these things should be coming up, and then I'll video that and then we'll finish this video out. Well, so it's time to do the update on the bald cypress, and I've always said I'm going to show you the good and the bad and the ugly, however you want to say that. Did not have a lot of success with my bald cypress, but I did get one really nice one, and right now it looks kind of shaky because I had to let it dry out enough, because the soil, it's better when the soil's dried up to take them and pull them up. So I only ended up with one of these germinating, which I was really disappointed in, and I don't know whether I can find any of the seeds. See, there's one of the seeds right there, and it didn't do anything. So, but I did these seeds, as I said in the first of the video, all I did with these seeds is I picked them up off the ground like at the end of winter, like they've been laying in the yard all winter, and I picked them up, put them in a baggie for a couple weeks, and in the spring I planted them. So I did not treat these as well as I did the ones the year before. The year before, I think I don't remember, I think I got maybe about a 35% germination rate, but this one only got 1 out of 32. So, but I tell you what, I'm going to plant it up anyway, and I'm going to baby this one and see what kind of tree I can turn it into. So I'm going to move the camera in and we'll get it potted up. Okay, so as I said, I let this thing dry out a little bit just to let the soil solidify and make it a little bit easier to pull it out without disturbing the root. So let's see how this thing pulls out. Oh, it came out good. And it's got a really nice root system. You see it's got roots all the way to the bottom. There's roots all the way around. It's not super full, but it's in pretty good shape. That's quite a few roots, more than enough to sustain this thing. So we'll take this, and this is my regular up pot soil, which is 75% bark mulch and 25% peat. So we're going to pot it straight up into that, and it's also got the Osmocote in it too. And we'll just gently fill the soil in around that thing, get it nice and straight. So we got one bald cypress tree, but you know what, that's all right. This is literally, probably out of all the trees I've tried propagating, this is the hardest one. It's just a tough tree to get to grow. Okay, so at the end of the video, you saw this thing, I'd let it get pretty dry, probably drier than I wanted it to, so I was able to get it out of the dirt. And when I did, the top part of the tree, I let dry up too much. And the top part of the tree dried up and died. But I wanted to show you what this thing did, is it put out, since this died, this was the central leader of the tree. This is what's going to eventually turn into the trunk of the tree. This thing died, so the plant put out this little shoot that has now become the new central leader on the tree. So it'll be fine. So what I'm going to end up doing here, I'm going to go ahead and do this now because it's not serving any purpose on the tree. Get that as close as I can where you can see it. I'm just going to cut that thing off. And now if you look at it, there's a little bit of a bend right here, but now it's got a central leader just growing straight up to the sky, which is what you want. I'm not going to worry about any of these lower limbs on here. I'm going to leave them. The theory on these lower limbs is that you leave the lower limbs on the tree longer, and it helps develop the girth of the trunk of the tree, so the tree will grow up like this, which is ideal what you want it to do. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that and show you the tree is doing fine. It's a shame I only got one tree out of this, but I'm going to baby this one and turn it into a really nice tree. So, and I'll get more. I'll do a better job collecting my seeds next year, and I'll get more germination rate than I did on this one. Anyway, appreciate you watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share my videos. Thank you.